using SQL Plus. Now you've seen me use a tool, SQL Plus, quite a lot, and I've connected like this. What this is actually doing is it's connecting directly to the database on the Linux server. I can't go onto my client machine and talk to the database like this because, well, I actually typed that wrong, Control C, and it's not going to respond. Sys DBA. Hit return. It doesn't know what to talk to. It should give me an error. TNS protocol adapter error. It's trying to use a thing called TNS in the client software and it can't find it because it just isn't there. So we'll show you what that means. This connects directly. If I go into my TNS directory on my server, I have a file. Remember, we ran net manager and we created this, and I told you how TNS links up to the listener. What happens is this TNS thing is a network name called SI that I can use on my server at the moment, and I can talk through this protocol, through this network layer piece of software called Transparent Network Substrate. I can talk to the listener. So what I do is I connect to the database. Let's say as the system user at SI. I log in as that. And what's happening is that Oracle, or the SQL Plus program, is sending the listener a request for a connection using SI. And if we come back out here, again, look at the DNS file. It says SI connection string. And now we look at the listener file. And the listener is listening on this same connection string. Protocol, host name, and it listens for connection. As soon as it gets a connection request, it takes the connection request from the user, as in me doing this, system at SI, and passes that connection to a process, a server process running on the database, and then the server process continues to service that connection once it's connected, allowing other people to come along and connect to that listener again because it's now freed. Because the listener has done its task of listening for a connection, passing it off to a server process. So that's the basics of connecting to SQL Plus. And if I want to connect on my local machine, I actually have to go and run a similar program that I ran on the server. And I've got to find it first. It's called Net Manager. Net Manager, NetMGR. I'm going to run this on my Windows box. And I'm going to use it to create the TNS file on my Windows box. I could literally go into my client installation on my Windows machine, find the directory, the network admin directory, which I'll show you in a minute. Oh, hang on a second, what am I running here? It looks like I've actually already created this connection on there. It would create the same way, and I'm wondering why it didn't actually work. Hang on a second. Okay, I am going to go into the directory on here. So, my Oracle software for 11.2 is installed here. It's installed under a name called Laptop because my initial name was Laptop and I changed it. And client, again, similar directory to that on the Linux box, network admin inside the Oracle client directory. Yes, I already have this file here. TNS names. Let's have a look at it to make sure it's correct. Because, alright, so let's go back out of here. I did have a problem. There's a program called TNS ping, which allows you to do a ping through the TNS substrate. And it's actually running system at SI. Okay, it's actually working. I thought it wasn't for some strange reason. Okay, that's SQL Plus. Again, I can do select count from DBA tables. I'm now connected from my Windows XP machine to my database and getting the same data. It's going across the network. And within the Oracle installation for 11G, there is a tool here called SQL Plus, which is really just a command window. I'm not too keen on this thing because it does something completely weird. In other words, it doesn't work because it doesn't allow you to put the TNS connection in. Now, it may allow you to actually change the link in Windows. Generally, and put the TNS connection string in there somehow. I don't see how you would do that. Doesn't make sense. What I like to do, actually, is I like to install the 10G client, because it gives you access to a tool that's no longer available in 11G that looks like this with this little window thing here, SQL Plus, which is a little bit easier to use than the command line version. Apart from that, it actually allows you to log in using the TNS name. And yet again, it's asking me for my firewall permission to go through there. And select count star. Okay, I've got to highlight the window first. It's Windows. DBA tables. Well, okay, I made a mistake there, but it's a pretty obvious mistake. I'm just typing too fast. I left out the from clause. You'll learn all about select and from clauses later on. Again, the same data. That's SQL Plus. It's a tool that you can use. There is all sorts of formatting that you can use with it, which we will get into as we go through the course. But there is another tool in Oracle that we'll go through in the next movie that you can use for SQL coding as well. And I'm just going to get all this stuff off the screen so we know where we're at.